welcome back to my channel. Today I am gonna give you guys some tips on how to save time in the game. For starters, one of the things I do every day to save time is by harvesting by using the 2-finger method. You also use this to plant the crops again, and it makes everything go so much faster than having to fill in all the fields one by one. I never really do this anymore unless it's on my phone, where it's harder to do this 2-finger method. And if you still don't know how to do this, I do have a short on how to do this. But yeah, I do this all the time and it saves me a lot of time while weeding. And you can basically do the same for trees and bushes and all the animals too. And it saves me a lot of time because feeding and harvesting from animals can sometimes take some time to get all of them. But by just collecting everything, it makes it so much faster. Another thing is to, when you do truck task, you can send a truck away, then you go into a friend's person and go back. And by that, you only get the animation from the truck returning to the farm, instead of when you send it off without going away. Let me just do that too. We have to see it go all the way up here for then to appear down here, and it takes some time. It takes a lot of time. You can time it yourself, but when you are doing a derby task or maybe sending off to trucks for a event, it just saves a lot of time doing this. One of the other things you can do is when you do derby boat task, when you've done all of the crates and you send it away, you can go into the fishing area and then back to the farm to save the time it takes for it to sail away and return again. I'm not gonna do it right now because I don't have anything in my boat. But let's fill up my barn again, because I want to show you another thing that saves you a lot of time, and that is to stack for derby. So you can see right now I have my flower shop full of rustics and it's empty right now, and my barn is full. But here, this derby, I actually had a production task to collect 21 rustic bouquets. So, and this is a tip for like people who play derby like competitive, like for either leaderboard or just to place first. It's a good idea to stack. So what you can do is just fill up your flower shop again completely with rustics and just let everything stay on the machine. That is called stacking, and it's a great way to save time when doing derby. Like one time I finished derby within 3 hours because most of the task I got was stacking tasks, so I managed to finish really fast. And it also limits the amount you have to trash. For example, if I was high enough level to do this one and I had it stacked, instead of having to trash it because it's a task that takes a long time, we can just do it instantly by collecting all the honey tea. One of the things that I found also saves time is when the little chick is moving up, instead of having to wait it going past all these when you've completed one of the longer ones. Let me just see if I can collect enough for the chick to move up. Oh, it's fruit trees. I feel stupid, but I don't think I have enough fruit trees. Maybe if I can get all my apples, because these are standing really stupidly. Don't think I have enough. Just one left. And I don't have enough. don't have more trees right now. I'm not gonna speed it up. But when I've collected enough, and it goes on and goes up, you can just X out and then go back in to collect the prizes. It makes it so much faster. If you like to have rows going and you need for her to collect stuff, let's just sell 10 eggs. Instead of her like collecting one by one and feeding, which takes some time, you can just go into another farm and then go back. You don't have to do it this long. And then she's already collected everything and fed everything. So that saves a lot of time. And also one thing in the valley that can save you time is that you don't have to stay and look at the truck. You can just set it to where you want, go out, and when you go in, it's already there. So that's also a way to save time, especially if you wanted to go to a place in a long distance. You can just do that. Or if you see that maybe the task or the thing it asks for at the house you don't have, you can also send it away, go over to collect it, and then go back in. And it saves you a lot of time. For the fishing area, there's also a lot of good tips here. One of the things that also is connected to Derby is to learn to recognize what fish is the salmon, because that can save you a lot of time, because the salmon is the heavier fish. So I believe this should be a salmon, as it is. It moves slow and is kind of heavy to move around, whereas some of the other fish moves more fast and sporadically, and they have a lower weight, even though you can be unlucky and the salmon gives you a really low weight. But generally the salmon gives you the best weight, and it makes a derby task go so much faster when you have to collect the biggest weight, which is 110 lbs or kilo. So it can be really good to learn how the fish moves, so you can do this task faster. One of the last things is also derby related, that you can actually use 3 tools in a row without collecting if you're just fast enough, and then you can collect, and my barn is full again. So in that way you can save time again. And I believe, unless I forgot something, that is all the tips I have for now. I think most of my tips is related to derby, because that is what I primarily do. Oh yeah, the last tip. Sometimes when you send the visitor away, when you for example want to sell them wheat, it can take a long time for them to appear up here at your farm again. And I've noticed that if I go into other farms, like either other farms or like the town, they will appear faster up at this area again. Though you can also be unlucky that if you do this before they have left, they will just appear here again. So you have to do it right. But yeah, that is my 10 tips on how to save time. Again, as I said, most of them are derby related, but it also is nice to just save time so you don't have to use more time than needed on these things. The thing I use the most to save time is by weeding with 2 fingers, and also when the chicken is moving up the road, because it takes a long time to wait for that animation. But yeah, if you have any tips on how to save time in the game, I would love to hear them, because you can always save time, and that's nice. And yeah, I would love to know more. So leave a comment down below in the comment section. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to hear more tips. I do have more tips video coming regarding other things, so make sure to subscribe, and if you want to be sure you get notifications, then hit the bell button too. But yeah, until next time, happy farming!